Oh, baby, here we go. It is Rick Kamla here on the Fantasy NBA today. We don't have Dr. A today or tomorrow. He will be back on Thursday with all the goodies, all the laughs, all the ball busting. It's all going to happen. For now, it's you and it's me. I'm shepherding you through championship week. Let's go. Let's get cracking. And this episode has value for you. Let's say you're a fantasy player and you've already won your championships and you're good. All right. Well, then enjoy the goodies and the intel, and we will get to Ricky Props. He'll be up in here. I've got 5, maybe 6, maybe 7, maybe 8, because Vegas is being very coy with point prop overs on Kevin Porter Jr., Ty Jerome, and Luke Cornett. Of course they are. They always do that kind of stuff. So as we move along here with the episode, Andre is going to feed me those lines. Hopefully they come out. But we got Ricky Props will be up in here. I got some ATS releases for you as well. So even if your fantasy season is over, buckle up, have fun, and hang out with your boy Cam a little bit here. As we look ahead to Tuesday night, we have a bunch of games, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. After a light 2-game Monday night, obviously the national championship game. Again, applause to the NBA for scheduling NBA games for the last week of the season and not having a dead, dark night because Florida and Houston are playing a 66-65 thriller or whatever the heck that was. Tonight, Memphis and Charlotte, Ja Morant will play. Chicago at Cleveland, Washington at Indiana. Wow, does Indiana score 160 points on them again? Atlanta at Orlando, the Pelicans at the Nets. Oh, do they have to play that game? Like you like few people love basketball in orange more than me. But I mean, think about New Orleans and Brooklyn right now. Trendon Watford against Keon Brooks. I mean, stop it, man. Boston at New York. Hey, there's a good game. Minnesota at Milwaukee. The Lakers at OKC. Round 2 is going to go a lot differently than round 1 went. Golden State at Phoenix. Kind of a tasty late night joint there. And then San Antonio at the Los Angeles Clippers. Those are the games, folks. Let's get into some streamers for you. Keyshawn George lives. My boy is back. Keyshawn George is back, baby. Washington Wizards, goody guy. He'll be out there getting blocks and steals and threes and doing his thing. And now that, Washington's had some guys fall away because of injuries and stuff like that, Keyshawn George may be able to get up to 15, 16, 17 points. But get him off of waivers right now. He is going to play the rest of the season here. Why wouldn't he? I mean, if he gets hurt, he gets hurt. Anybody can get hurt. But there's 4 games for Washington here. Let me confirm that. Yes. Love Keyshawn George. Wanted to start. Like, he's not a streamer to me. Pick him back up. Because, I had him. I had to cut him because, you've got to have 3 DMPs in succession to get the INJ and then be able to move a guy down to the INJ. So a lot of times when a guy picks up a fresh injury and he's GTD or game time decision, DTD game day-to-day, you got to cut him because I can't miss 2-man games. Wait for that third when they put the INJ on you. So I've had to cut Keyshawn George. There's only 2 teams left standing now, championship week. And so you should be able to go out there and grab him off of waivers. This one is conditional. Let's get into a couple of Chicago Bulls here. First of all, the injury report. Kobe White is out. Kevin Huerter is out. Nikola Vucevic is questionable. And Josh Giddey is questionable. All right. But White and Huerter are out. That's huge for guards. Talen Horton-Tucker. File this one away. Guys, when Talen Horton-Tucker gets 25, 28, 30 minutes in these weird rest games and stuff where Chicago just doesn't have anybody, Talen Horton-Tucker puts up numbers every time. I'm telling you. It won't be a Hall of Fame stat line, but he's going to have blocks, steals, threes, pretty good PRA. Like, especially if Giddey and Vooch are ruled out, it'll be like the Delano Banton situation in Portland. Like, he needs a lot of guys to be cleared out of the way for him to get the minutes and the usage rate because he's, kind of a high volume, low efficiency guy. Like, he's got to go out there and shoot 18 times to get his 20 points. So Taylor Horton-Tucker with those guys out is somebody that you need to look at. Am I picking him up right now? I mean, I'd rather have Keyshawn George. There's probably some other guys I'd rather have than him, but I don't know what's on your waiver wire. So if you're in a super deep league and you're like, gosh, I'm down a man game tonight, I want to fill this slot, what do I do? Taylor Horton-Tucker's on waivers. Cam was talking about him today. The Bulls are shorthanded tonight. That's kind of the scenario for THT. THT. Oh, I love it. Matas Buzelis. Guys, over the last 2 weeks, 14 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 1.7 blocks, 0.8 steals, 2.3 threes. That's why we love Matas Buzelis. He's a goody guy. That's 2.5 stocks and 2.3 threes. That's 4.8 fantasy gold goodies per game over the last 2 weeks. It's pretty damn good. All right. So Buzelis, again, 4 games for Chicago. Buzelis is presumably going to play in all of those games. Why would you rest the young fella? He's 15 years old. Okay. And he's good to go, like, regardless of the Giddey and the Vooch situation. So a couple of Bulls there that I like. Let's talk about Kevin Porter Jr. Yo, Vegas, you got a point prop out on Kevin Porter Jr. yet? These little reindeer games that Las Vegas likes to play. Well, you can't run forever, Vegas. You're going to have to put out a line at some point today on Kevin Porter Jr. You can't just not put out a prop on Kevin Porter Jr. Chop, chop. Let's get it going. I mean, I guess, like, look, it's 10:50 a.m. Eastern time as we record this, right? And as we are live, Rick Kamla on the Fantasy NBA today. So dig it. Out in Vegas, what time is it? 7:50 a.m., okay? Hangoverville. Coming off another night in Vegas, right? So I don't know. Maybe Andre said they don't. No KJ. No KPJ props. None for us. I don't know. So maybe the odds makers are like getting a late start here today. I don't know. Making up stupid stuff here. But Kevin Porter Jr. Saturday, 24, 12, and 8. Kevin Porter Jr. on Sunday in a start, 28 and 4, 2 steals, 3 threes, 34 minutes played. Doc Rivers, do we have an agreement now? Doc, you bamboozled us on Kevin Porter Jr. and Ryan Rollins last week. I mean, just straight bamboozled us. First 2 games of last week, it was the Ryan Rollins show. Last 2 games of last week, it was the Kevin Porter Jr. show. You're throwing us off, bro. Come on. Some consistency. We would like that. Kevin Porter Jr., how many X times is he better than Ryan Rollins? I mean, stop it. Kevin Porter Jr. is a super talented guy. He's got a 50-point game in the NBA on his resume, all right? Triple doubles and stuff like that. Ryan Rollins, I mean, he's a nice little bench player, but stop it, dude. Think about it, dude. You got to groom KPJ for the playoffs. Like, you're probably not going to have Dame. You may get him back, you may not, but like, let's say Dame can't play. Really? You're going to start Ryan Rollins at point guard in a play? Who would Milwaukee play right now? Like, let's just look at this, right? Like, come on. Kevin Porter Jr.'s a veteran. He's motivated, trying to cleanse his reputation. He's talented. So right now you're in the 4 or 5 if you're Milwaukee. You're in 5th place. Probably going to stay there. You're 3 games behind Indiana, who's in 4th, and Detroit is 1.5 games behind Milwaukee. I guess they could catch them, but we got 3 games left for Detroit, 4 games left for Milwaukee. Yes, that's true. So I guess that gap could be made up, but it probably won't be. Detroit's probably going to be in the 6 hole playing New York. Milwaukee's probably going to be in the 5 hole playing Indiana. Okay, that is going to be a hell of a series. Indiana will win that series if Dame does not play. But think about it. If you're playing against the Indiana Pacers, they run, they gun, they shoot, they score, they play fast, okay? You got to keep up. Who's going to help you keep up more with an Indiana? Ryan Rollins or Kevin Porter Jr.? Stop it. It's not a debate, not even a conversation. So Doc's my guy, by the way. One of 6 coaches all time with 1,000 wins and a ring. Okay, stop hating on Doc. And watch it when Milwaukee loses to Indiana. And I'm not playing the blame game here. Circumstantial and situational. Milwaukee's going to lose to Indiana in round one. Okay. It's going to be because Damian Lillard did not play if he actually ends up not playing, right? And again, not mad at Dame, right? Blood clotting, you got to take care of your body. Like, you got the rest of your life to think about, all that kind of stuff. I ain't hating on that at all, okay? Like Ja Morant not playing Saturday because of an illness. Oh, I'll hate on that. I'm not hating on Damian Lillard missing games or Wemby or when Osar was out with the blood clots, right? Y'all do you. God bless. I hope you can get back to the wood as soon as possible, right? But people will not contextualize. They will say, Milwaukee lost to Indiana in 5 games. Doc Rivers sucks. He can't coach, blah, blah, blah. And it's going to be the biggest bunch of garbage of all time. I will nuke those idiots on Twitter and on the Sports Ethos NBA show with Rick Kamla. Hi, Mondays at 11 a.m. Eastern time. But that's going to happen. They're going to be banging on Doc. God forbid he should get up in the series, like whether it be a 1-0 lead or a 2-1 lead. Doc Rivers blows another lead in a playoff series. It's so annoying. It's so annoying, and it's all coming up in about 2 weeks from now. It's all coming back up. But Doc, do we have an agreement here on Kevin Porter Jr.? Doc, you're my guy. Okay, like it's big for like my livelihood. It's big for the reputation of Sports Ethos that guys like me and Doc and Brew are correct with the things that we say. So could you please give us a static rotation? Static, meaning kind of sort of the same thing over and over and over and over and over, right? Not this Eric Spoelstra and Steve Kerr bull crap, okay? Doc, you're better than that. About Kerr and Spo are goats, but the rotation sucked this year. Ty Jerome is a streamer, guys. He had 20 points in his last game with 4 assists, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. Kind of light with the goodies, but he had 20 points off the bench. No Donovan Mitchell tonight. Don picked up an ankle injury in the Sunday loss to Sacramento. So Ty Jerome shall be unleashed. And I do want to play the point prop over on Ty Jerome. Ricky Props will be in here later on in the episode. And of course, because there's upside with the guy and a little variance and a little what do they call it? I don't know, like a little bit of room, a little bit of wiggle room for us bettors out here, right? To capitalize a little bit. So, they don't give us anything. They don't give us a crumb, literally from Las Vegas. Could we just get a Ty Jerome point prop? Yo, could we? Kevin Port, could we just get a point prop? We'll make the decision ourselves. Bub Carrington here. At least a streamer, probably just a pickup for the week. Like I talked about with Keyshawn George. Bub Carrington last week averaged 22, 5, and 7 PRA with 4.3 threes. He averaged 4 threes a game for the week. All right. The defense was light, but I mean, with those goodies, who cares? 22, 5, and 7. Badass. And he's a PRA machine, getting huge minutes. 41 minutes played in his last game. Bub Carrington, at least a streamer, probably just pick him up and ride him for these last 4 games. KJ Simpson of Charlotte, nice, attractive pickup for you right now, man. Bub Carrington's not on waivers, right? I'd rather have Bub. But if Bub's already picked up, go get some KJ Simpson, man. Go get some KJ in your life. Last week, averaged 13 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, 1.7 threes. Not great, solid, okay? 13 points, 5 assists. This is basically Scoot Henderson's stat line. Okay, so if you were rostering Scoot Henderson during the year, like I was, always sort of like waiting and anticipating on more and upside and pop, and we're going to get more, right? We're going to get more, right? Are we going to get more? We really kind of never did, but we rostered Scoot Henderson at 13, 3, and 5 with around a steal and around a couple of threes. Okay, literally that's the Scoot Henderson stat line. So it's not bad. It's not bad. 4 games left. And again, you need some assists. Simpson's your guy. And if some of the other point guards are already on teams, then he's your guy. Zach Edey is back on the radar, guys. Over the last 2 weeks, he's gone 9 points per game, 10 rebounds per game, and 1.6 blocks per game. Got a good matchup tonight against the Charlotte Hornets. He's a very good streamer for you right now. If you lost a big, you need rebounds because Coach Izalo is playing Zach Edey more than Taylor Jenkins did. So Zach Edey's more of a thing now than really he's ever been the whole year. And Memphis still has a ton to play for with the playoff seeding in the tight, bunched-up Western Conference playoff picture. I like Edey. I do. I like him for the week, too. Hold on. Does Memphis have 4? Memphis has 4 games. So I like it. Streamer, full week-long pickup. You need some boards and some blocks. Zach Edey's going to be – and he's fun. He's a fun guy to roster, man. He's got a fun game. He's a big-name guy. It'll be a fun add to your team. Keon Brooks – double-doubled in his last game. Antonio Reeves had 23 points in his last game. Jose Alvarado and Kelly Olynyk are questionable. And I think New Orleans may just completely, empty the cupboard. No Jose, no Kelly O. Maybe Bruce Brown gets shut down. And just go, all young, all basically G League, and continue to fortify the standing in the Cooper Flag sweepstakes. What if New Orleans gets Cooper Flag? He's a 4, okay? They have a 4. His name is Zion Williamson. What the heck happens there? Do they just go center Zion? I guess the point may be moot because Zion, he'll play 40 games next year. I'm sorry, I can't resist. He'll play 40 games next year, so it'll all work itself out. Cooper Flag will be starting by what? Thanksgiving. And he'll never look back and never give that job up. By the way, random thought. I do not want the Utah Jazz to get Cooper Flag. I'm going to say this over and over and over and over and over. I hate the Utah Jazz tank, how long it is, how early it starts every year, how they've completely ruined players like Lauri Markkanen, John Collins, and Jordan Clarkson, ruined them. These guys are probably do I even love the game anymore? I don't know. I played Utah. I've lost my way of thinking. I've lost everything. I can't play. They will not let me play. How about that? A team will not let their players play. That's crazy. And I know, the people in Utah, what do you mean they're injured? No, they're fucking not. Give me a break, dude. They're not injured. So let me get this straight. It's just coincidence that for the last 3 years, around the All-Star break and around the trade deadline, Lauri Markkanen starts missing games at that exact same point every year. But he's hurt. No, he's not. Dude, again, Lauri Markkanen needs to march into Danny Ainge's office. And I love Danny Ainge, but I hate the Utah tank. It's complicated. He needs to march into that office and demand a trade. He needs to demand a trade because John Collins can do that, and Danny Ainge is going to laugh at him, okay? And the league isn't really into John Collins as much as they need to be, okay? I like John Collins a lot. He could play 4 for me. Obi Toppin could play 4 for me, all right? It is what it is, man. It is what it is. I've said enough. We're moving on. Players and situations to watch heading into Tuesday night's 10-game slate. It is Rick Kamla at your service. We're the Fantasy NBA today. We'll get Doc back. Steve Alexander, the Hall of Famer, back on Thursday. And it will be solo shows for me, couple today, couple tomorrow, and then we'll get Doc back on Thursday. Situations and players to watch. This one kind of sucks because you're going to have to stay up late and, I don't know, man. The West Coast guys are tough to roster and manage. Because Jamal Murray last week in the Cam Dynasty, trying to close the deal on a championship. We ended up winning it. That's the trophy right there by my thumb. I can't do that stuff. I won it without Jamal Murray. Didn't play a game at all last week. It's okay. We have 6 IR spots. You just move the guy down there, but it sucks. You're missing out on Jamal Murray and you're filling his, spot with a Delano Banton or a Ryan Rollins, right? So you're not getting the usual top 20 goodies that Jamal Murray provides. But it is what it is. But when you've got a Jamal Murray and he's got a game time at 9, right? And he's questionable all the way up to 8:30. And then you've got these attractive guys that you can play pause, earlier in the night, right? But if you let the 7 o'clock window pass and the 7:30 window pass and the 8 o'clock window pass, okay, now most of the guys are gone. And then you get to Jamal Murray. Okay, waiting on the report. He's ruled out? Are you serious? So now you're in Jalen Picketttville, right? And he had a triple-double one game, and then he had like no stats in another one of those games. It makes it very, very tough. The West Coast guys are tough. I may actually, like, if I've got like an East Coast guy and a West Coast guy, and it's a perfect 50-50 split, I may go with the East Coast guy over the West Coast guy next year. I may. Because you get to like the most important time of the year, right? The quarters, which was 3 weeks ago, the semis, which was 2 weeks ago, the final week, which was last week, and some weeks play it all the way out to this week. But that's how you should be doing it. You should be determining your championship in the second to last week of the regular season. But it makes it tough. Like, it's not like during the regular season, it's not that big of a deal. Okay, like, you keep your eye on it, because, oh, wow, I lost a Jamal Murray game on a Tuesday night in March. Who cares, right? You pick up Bub Carrington, you put him in, you move on with your life. But when it's the playoffs, you really want to dial it in, and you really like to have that Jamal Murray game, but it makes it tough. Or the Kawhi Leonard game. So like tonight, right? Questionable. Kawhi Leonard. Okay. Do you take it all the way up to game time here? It's the last game of the night, folks. San Antonio at the LA Clippers. Okay. So you wait until they rule out Kawhi Leonard, and then you look, damn, they ruled him out. I got to make a move here. I got to go pick somebody up. Everybody, the games have already going to started for basically every other player. You're not going to have any options to plug and play for Kawhi Leonard. Makes it complicated, man, and not real cool. And then, okay, I want to go pick up Derrick Jones Jr. Just in case so then let's say Kawhi Leonard plays. Okay, now you have Derrick Jones Jr. And you wasted one of your precious pickups on that, right? It sucks. It's tough. You may have to just make a decision that Kawhi Leonard is not going to play. And just kind of bite the bullet on that. Let me go to the Clippers schedule here real quick for you guys. Give you some of this Cam advice here on the Fantasy NBA today. Kawhi Leonard is part of a back-to-back. All right. So the fact that he is questionable here, I bet you they rest him tonight. And Andre, I want Algorithm Andre, who is a Spurs fan. I was a Spurs fan for a hot minute. And now I'm back on the Timberwolves because Glenn Taylor is out. I'm back on I'm a Timberwolves fan again. My Wolves, baby. So it was a hot minute where I flirted with the San Antonio Spurs. But Andre's a huge Spurs fan. And what I have it seems like Kawhi Leonard always kind of like ducks the Spurs. Not like he's afraid or anything. I just don't think he wants the drama, the media attention. Like, he just doesn't want any of that, right? The Rick Kamla's out here. It's the Kawhi Leonard ball. It's the Spurs and the Clippers, right? He hates that stuff. Hates it. Wants to be left alone and play ball, right? So Andre, keep me honest on that. If you have the same experience, it seems like Kawhi Leonard misses all of the matchups against his former team, or at least most of them. But because he played in the back-to-back over the weekend. He did, didn't he? Didn't he play in Friday and Saturday? I believe he did. Let me just double check that box score here really quick. I believe that's what happened, and it did. He played 25 minutes in the Saturday game. And so now you think about it, you would give him a little bit of rest going into the Tuesday game, then play him Wednesday in a very much more important game when you're at home against Houston, a very, a lot more difficult team to beat. And that's how you should do the rest thing. If you're not going to play Kawhi Leonard in both of these games, which I understand, I'm not mad about it. Be competitive about it. Okay, we got San Antonio at home. I feel like we can win that game with Nick Batum and Amir Coffey and Bogey Bogdanovic, right? Like, let's let these guys flex a little bit. Then we'll bring Kawhi Leonard back when we need our best players against the second best team in the West. Okay, these teams that like do it the opposite and then like they take 2 L's about it. It's so annoying. It's like, why are you so dumb? Play your best players against the best teams. Come on, man. they're going to smoke San Antonio tonight without Kawhi Leonard. If you have Harden out there, Paul, Zubats, and all their really good role players, stop it. So we've been pretty dead accurate with reading questionable and kind of reading the room, reading the tea leaves, reading the schedule. So that's the way I would go. I would make plans to not have Kawhi Leonard. I would not wait all the way until 10:30 p.m. Eastern time when you have no other options to turn to, okay? All right, that's what's up with Kawhi Leonard. Jose Alvarado and Kelly Olynyk are questionable tonight. If Jose is out, the pivot is Elfrid Payton. If Kelly Olynyk is out, the pivot is Keon Brooks. And you also have a little bit of Antonio Reeves in here, although he looks relatively sticky in that starting five right now, not like moving into next year, but for the end of this year with the shutdown that's taken place there in New Orleans. But you got to keep your eye on that. Now, I don't know. Elfrid Payton has these quirky stat lines: 4 points, 5 boards, 10 assists, 3 steals, no threes, right? Just weird, okay? But there's goodies there. So if you're in a deep league, keep your eye on that situation, and especially if you're a little light in the assist category, you feel like you need a little boost there, then Elfrid Payton's going to be that guy for you. And Keon Brooks is, we're still kind of getting a feel for who he is as a stat guy, right? Had a double-double last game. He's had some goodie games defensively with like a 3-block, 2-steal combination. But it's still a work in progress here. So, but the goodies have been there. And if he's starting and playing 30 minutes, Keon Brooks is somebody you need to look at, man. Because New Orleans is taking a long look at him right now. Will this be a Luke Cornett game? Will this be a Luke Cornett game? It might be. You have no Al Horford tonight. Kristaps Porzingis is questionable. So that's the situation to watch here is Porzingis. And when he is listed as questionable, he usually misses the game. It's usually how this goes. I do anticipate Boston resting him. Tatum and Brown, I don't know. This is part of a back-to-back for Boston. They're at New York tonight, and then they're at Orlando on Wednesday. And here is why I believe Boston's going to rest a bunch of their guys tonight, because they have New York's number. Every elite team in the league has New York's number. New York can't beat elite teams. That's one of the narratives about this squad. New York is fraudulent, guys. They're not going on a long playoff run. You know I love me some Brunson. That's my boy, okay? And he's going to do everything he can. They're an incomplete, flawed team. Their bench is lousy, and they're just not as good as Cleveland and Boston. They're just not. Those are the top tier East teams. The second tier to me starts with the New York Knicks, and then like Indiana and Milwaukee and stuff like that. But the New York Knicks are not in the top tier of the Eastern Conference. They're not. Sorry to bring that bad news to your front door if you're a Knicks fan, but you all are not a top tier team. You're not. That's Cleveland. That's Boston. They're on a collision course for the Eastern Conference Finals. And so New York, pardon me, what Boston's going to do here, they don't want to play their guys, have New York beat them, and then get that little mental edge heading into a playoff series. And these teams will play in the second round, okay? Cleveland's in the 1 hole. They'll play the winner of the 4-5. The 2-7 winner plays the 3-6 winner. And 2 right now is Boston. 3 right now is New York. They are on a collision course for a second round playoff series, okay? It's going to happen. And Boston's going to win that series. So Boston does not want to basically show New York anything right now. They don't want to give New York a chance to take a bite out of them with a win. All right. And so, like, if you don't play Porzingis or Horford, let's say you sit Jaylen Brown tonight. Let's say you sit Drew Holiday tonight, and New York beats you. Who cares? We rested several guys. Okay. Mind gaming. A lot of that goes on this time of year. I bet you Porzingis does not play tonight. I bet you Porzingis does play Wednesday at Orlando. And I bet you Luke Cornett has a double-double tonight without Al Horford and without Kristaps Porzingis. More on that in a moment. Pascal Siakam with, it's an elbow, right, Andre? Questionable. Obi Toppin in the last game, 22 points with 4 threes. I love Obi Toppin. Obi Toppin is a starting power forward who, just because of the way it's working out, comes off the bench in New York and comes off the bench in Indiana. I believe he has starter talent. Think about this. We talked about Trey Lyles in the review show, coming off of the dud last night, 7 points with a bunch of minutes filling in for Keegan Murray, right? And I made the point that Trey Lyles is a bench player, and he's only a bench player. And I'm not trying to bang on the dude. Like, I wish I was Trey Lyles, like a bench player in the NBA making that money and all that. It's not a bad thing, okay? But he's a bench player. And when he starts and plays major minutes, there's a law of diminishing returns that goes on because, class, he's a bench player, all right? Obi Toppin, he gets minutes, and he's like, giddy up, let's go, okay? Because he's not a bench player. He's a starter. And so when he is in the starting lineup, he's comfortable and, like, thrives on it. I'm finally getting some burn around this piece, right? Different deal. So fire up some Obi. If you find out that Pascal Siakam is out for sure, Vucevic and Giddey are questionable for Chicago. Big injury report there. Finding out if they play or not. I presume they will, but I don't know. Kobe White is resting tonight. Kevin Huerter's out with like a cervical thing or something. Is that a female body part? I'm sorry. I like Kevin Huerter. I'm a fan. But I saw cervical, and I don't know. It just takes me to a weird place because we don't talk about cervical very much. Is that what Huerter's deal is? Am I even getting that word right, Andre? Let me look this up here. I'm not banging on Huerter. That was just a stupid sophomore joke by your boy. It is Rick Kamla. We're the Fantasy NBA today. So Kevin Huerter is out here on Tuesday with it says back. Okay. And I saw something about, who cares? He's out with a back injury. So forget everything I said about cervical. I don't even know what that is. Right cervical strain. I guess I was right. Andre put that out here. And it is an elbow for Pascal Siakam. Right cervical strain for Kevin Huerter. Anyway, he's out tonight. Resting Kobe White is interesting. Like, you're Chicago. Like, what? You're in an advantageous spot. Maybe they just think they're going to get their asses kicked by Cleveland tonight. But that's something you got to look for right there. Is Giddey and Vucevic are questionable. Risers heading into Tuesday night's 10-game slate. Ja Morant. Ja Morant is no longer on the injury report. Okay. And if you guys want to go back and listen to the episode, there was quite the rant on Draymond Green talking himself into Defensive Player of the Year. Also, Ja Morant and the mysterious DNP from Saturday night at the Detroit Pistons. So it was an illness, right? The day before he was listed as a starter, downgraded, then didn't play. And this was the game that he should have been suspended for and was fined 75 GER by Adam Silver for the stupid gun references. And so now he's off the injury report and he's going to come back. So was it a one-game illness? If so, I'm mad at you for being soft and not playing through that. And if it wasn't an illness, if it was made up, was that like a brief boycott of Adam Silver because he had the gall, the balls, the nerve to fine you $75,000? Like, if that happened, like Ja Morant, he could have suspended you, bro. And if he suspends you, guess what? It's going to cost you a lot more than $75,000, okay? I bet you Ja Morant makes $500,000 a game, okay? $750,000 a game, some crazy number, right? He's a max player. It's several $100,000 per game, okay? So what would you rather have, Ja? A suspension or Adam Silver looking out for you and fining you, okay? Anyway, Ja's back tonight. Again, I am done with fantasy basketball this year. I'm not like done with it. I'm never done with it, but my seasons are complete. I got 5 rings, pretty happy about it. I won 3 cash leagues, pretty happy about it. It was a banner year for your boy. And by the way, huge shout out to Sports Ethos for hiring me, giving me this amazing platform. Having this job, look, I'm always locked in on the league, right? But this job requires you to be like very, very elite genius level locked in, right? We're trying to give you the best content in the biz, and we do that, okay? Being locked in like that, it's no coincidence that I won 5 championships. And just staying on top of it, knowing every rotation, all the way to the 10th, 11th, 12th guy, and all of the knowledge that we dispense to you guys, hopefully help you win championships as well. We're all in this together, man. But I'm very, very happy that I never have to roster Ja Morant again. I never have to roster Zion Williamson again. And I never will, okay? Like, Doc and I are going to have, and Brew as well, next year going to have the over my dead body list. Like, is it only over my dead body will I draft this guy? If I'm alive with a pulse and an active brain, I will not be drafting this guy. Ja Morant is on that list. I'm so happy I don't have to have Ja on any of my teams. And it's ironic because I won, let's see, I didn't do well. Well, I went to the semis in the Ethos Invitational. I think I had Ja Morant on that team. I got smoked in the 20-team Sports Ethos League, which next year I'm coming. Like, I sucked this year because I had Banchero, Doncic, and Morant. And they just missed too many games, and I suffered too many losses, and it just was what it was. 20-team league, okay? Those three guys, you can't take those hits in a 20-team league. You're dead. And so I was dead. So Ja Morant hurt me in that league, right? But I did win some chips with Ja Morant. But that's it. Like, there's no like, oh, we won chips. Let's do this again next. No, we're not doing this again next year, Ja. You're on your own. Devin Booker is a riser. Guys, over the last week, 38.7 points, 4 rebounds, 6.7 assists, and 2.3 threes. 39 points a game. Devin Booker, this is the FU Bud Tour for Devin Booker. I don't think Devin Booker is feeling your boy, Mike Budenholzer. Mike Budenholzer, again, I love him. I do. I like Mike. I like him a lot. Great guy, terrific coach. He's getting so fired. As soon as Phoenix's season is over, he's getting so fired. Devin Booker, this is the Bleep You Bud Tour, man. Just pumping it in here on Bud's way out. Oh, boy. Obviously, Kevin Durant going out has helped Booker a lot, up to 39 points a game over the last week. Giannis Antetokounmpo, riser, heading into this Tuesday night game at home against the Minnesota Timberwolves, one of the best games of the night. Giannis is the best player in fantasy basketball over the last week, according to basketballmonster.com and their advanced metrics and all that kind of stuff. Giannis, 31 points, 12 rebounds, 14 assists. My goodness. He's at 0.7 blocks, 1.7 steals, 64% shooting overall, and making 84% of his free throws. Number one player in fantasy basketball over the last week. And he is going to have a really good final week here as Milwaukee tries to hold off Detroit, stay in the 5-hole, which is important because if you're Milwaukee, you don't want to play the New York Knicks in the first round. I don't know. Do you want to play Indiana in the first round? It's kind of they're both really good teams. So I kind of forget that angle. That really wasn't much there. I know New York fans don't want to hear this. I don't look at that much of a difference between New York and Indiana right now. Like, I don't put New York, oh, they're like so much better than Indiana. I'm not sure New York is even better than Indiana. Indiana beat them in the playoffs last year. But Giannis, big-time riser heading into this game. Nikola Vucevic, he's questionable tonight, but if he can play, he's balling over the last week, guys, giving you like top 15 value, 23, 11, and 4 PRA with a block, with a steal, with 2 threes. What a stat line. I've come around on Vooch. I have. I've come around on Vooch, guys, and I usually like don't go there because of the lack of fantasy gold. Not a big fantasy gold guy. You know, maybe a 3.5 to 2 threes. And he's always like maybe 1 block, maybe 1 steal. But the PRA is so good. The efficiency is so good. The availability typically is really good for Vooch. He's a show up and play guy. And you know what? The block category is getting weird, guys. It's getting like I load up on like Kessler, Turner, Lopez, guys like that. And like I really attack blocks in drafts. And so I'm probably taking those guys while you all are taking Vucevic, right? And that's not going to change. But you know what? There are so many guys that average 1 block, 1.1 blocks, 1.3 blocks, 1.4 blocks, 1.2 blocks, like the Jared Allens, like guys like that. They don't block a ton of shots, man. And so if Vooch is at 0.9 blocks and pardon me. I wish I could call a timeout. I had some water in my throat. But You got a lot of guys, really good players, that are double-double guys, and they're not big shot blockers. So I'm coming around on Vooch a little bit. Sorry, guys. Pardon me. Rudy Gobert is a riser. 21 points, 16 rebounds per game, 1.7 blocks, 1.3 steals over the last week or so. All the double-doubles from Rudy Gobert. He is a riser, absolutely killing it right now. Donovan Mitchell has us on a yo-yo right now. He was playing like garbage, came back, hit a heater, helped some of us win championships, and now picked up a sprained left ankle on Sunday against Sacramento, and he's not going to play tonight. So does Donovan Mitchell play again this regular season? I think that is legitimately questionable right now, because next week you're going to have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday off as teams are in the play-in tournament. You may even have Saturday off. I don't know. The playoffs will begin 2 Saturdays from now, and Cleveland may play on the Saturday or the Sunday for their first game. Donovan Mitchell may be done for the regular season. That's a faller. But even missing tonight's game, you're in a championship scenario. You need a little bit of Donovan Mitchell, and you're not going to have him tonight. Kevin Huerter, you can send him back to waivers if you want. Put him in your IL plus or whatever, but he's a faller. He's got this cervical thing. By the way, Algorithm Andre, telling me here, and pardon my congestion and that whole thing. That sucked. Sorry about that. The cervical spine is made up of the first 7 vertebrae in the spine. It just starts below the skull and ends just above the thoracic spine. Okay. So he's got a back injury, is what you're saying. But it has it is a cervical spine strain for Kevin Huerter. I wish him well. Sounds kind of painful, actually. Ryan Rollins, now that he's coming off the bench, is a faller, and I can't wait to go to Sports Ethos. The Sports Ethos app, it's free, by the way. You should download it right now. Go to your favorite app store, and later tonight, around 6 o'clock Eastern time or something like that, starting lineups will come out. Okay, the Milwaukee game is going to be a little later. Maybe that one comes out, I don't know, 7:30, something like that. If Ryan Rollins is in that starting 5, I mean, you're going to probably want to pick him up and play him, but I'm going to freak out on Doc Rivers because Kevin Porter Jr. should be starting here moving forward. I presume Ryan Rollins will come off the bench, and if that is the case, he is a faller, probably needs to just chill on waivers and not on your roster. With Ja Morant rediscovering his love of the game, if only for just one game tonight against the Charlotte Hornets. Scottie Pippen Jr., he could still have a pretty good line tonight, but I don't know. I'd rather go with a KJ Simpson. I'd rather go with a Ty Jerome. I'd much rather go with a Bub Carrington than Scottie Pippen Jr. as a bench player. And I know that they have been playing him and Ja together a little bit, and Pippen's had some decent games even when Ja plays. I just don't trust it. I'm in a championship scenario, right? Theoretically, I'm not, but I'm kind of putting myself in your shoes. Like, it's a championship scenario. Do I want a guy coming off the bench? He might play 20 minutes. He might have 5 points. I mean, bench guys sometimes is not their night, right? When Scottie Pippen Jr. starts, he balls out, but he's a faller with Ja Morant back. Miles Bridges, where's your game at, bro? He is dying on the vine right now. Last 3 games, 8 points, 22 points, 18 points. Last 2 games, he shot 10 of 33. That's terrible. I think he's bored. I think look, he's an availability guy. Miles Bridges is not a load management guy. I told you that all year. Doc was like, they're going to shut him down. They're going to shut him. I'm like, no, they're not. They're not going to shut him down. He's not going to let them shut him down. That's like Lauri Markkanen should just go, no, I'm playing. No, I'm playing. Like, just go out there and play. Like, sub yourself into the game. That's what I would do if I were Lauri Markkanen. I'm like, dude, I'm tired of not playing. I'm literally subbing myself into the game. I guess the team controls it with the players that they activate and stuff like that. So, like, if you're not active, like, you don't get a uniform and stuff. But dang it, if I'm Lowry Markkanen, I'm storming City Hall about this shit, man. I ain't living with that anymore. Miles Bridges. I love that he's finishing out the year, but he's finishing out the year with a thud. The minutes are down as well for Miles Bridges as they play some other guys, and it's sort of like load management / tanking while playing your guys. Again, Adam Silver gets a big win here. Teams are operating differently down this stretch than they have for the last 5, 6, 7 years with all the tanking that's gotten completely out of control. Norman Powell is a faller. Guys, last week, 11, 1, and 1. That was his PRA last week. I'm not making this up. 11, 1, and 1. Ugh, I can't even understand how bad that is. 1 steal and 1 3. What a horrible stat line. He was 295th in 9-category Yahoo leagues last week. 295th. That's a faller, folks. But this is about to be one of those takes that, like, doesn't age well. He's a faller coming into the game. If Kawhi Leonard does not play tonight, and I do not think Kawhi Leonard's going to play tonight, Norman Powell's probably going to have a big game. Okay, without Kawhi, he's going to have more elbow room. And then tomorrow night in the Houston game, that would be Norman Powell shrinks back down. Kawhi Leonard comes back and eats up all those goodies. So that's how I see this going. But overall, Norman Powell is a faller. And Naz Reid of the Timberwolves, over the last 2 weeks, this is his PRA. 8, 4, and 2. Ew. 1.1 stocks and 1 3. Naz Reid's been pretty dreadful for the last 2 weeks. And I love Naz Reid. Nothing against Naz Reid at all. He's going to get paid this offseason. He's going to be a starting center or power forward somewhere in the league, probably not Minnesota. Although I think Minnesota does have the ability to bring him back if they want to, but it might make them a second apron team. I'm not in that arena yet. I will be very, very soon, but I'm not in that arena yet. We're just kind of closing out the fantasy season here. But Naz Reid, I'm a big fan, but the last 2 weeks has not been it. All right. It is the Fantasy NBA today. I am Rick Kamla, solo style. Today and tomorrow, we will get Dr. A back with us on Thursday. Shout out to all of you winning championships, staying locked in with us all year. And we're in this together, man. I hope you guys are winning chips all over the place out there. I have some ATS releases for you here, guys. And then Ricky Props will come on in here. I like Cleveland tonight, -12 at home against the Chicago Bulls. Chicago has a big-time math problem without Kobe White. Kobe White's scoring like 30 a game right now. He's not going to play. Kevin Huerter, who's about 15 a game, is not going to play. Vucevic and Giddey might be ruled out here, and then the line is going to billow. I would get in now because even if Giddey and Vuce play, Cleveland's going to crank Chicago without Kobe White. This is like, it's a home game for Cleveland. There's no Donovan Mitchell. So Sam Merrill, Craig Porter Jr., Dean Wade, Isaac Okoro, Max Strus, DeAndre Hunter. I know the team is so freaking deep, right? Cleveland's depth is just, it's why they're going to smoke New York if they play them. Telling you. Actually, they're not going to play because New York's going to lose to Boston in round 2. Knicks fans, I don't hate your team. I don't hate the Knicks at all. I love me some Jalen Brunson. It's just how I view it. And I say it in a passionate way that might piss you off. And I guess I'm not sorry. But I like Cleveland -12 at home against Chicago here. Donovan Mitchell out. For this game, it's not going to matter. They're going to make up his scoring with all these other guys. And I look at this as being a Cleveland party. And I'll lay the 12 with that. Let's go back to the mind gaming with Boston and New York, okay? Like I said, I think Boston is not going to take this game very seriously. They're not going to want to show their hand to New York. They're going to play in the second round. They want to keep the upper hand mentally over them, and Boston has dominated New York head-to-head this year. New York has really struggled against elite teams this year. So I like Boston plus 1.5 if Jason Tatum plays. If Jason Tatum does not play, I like New York. Okay, it all pivots on Tatum here. Because if Tatum doesn't play, Boston is basically forfeiting a game. So, like, whatever the point spread is, I'm taking New York. Because New York's like, oh, you're forfeiting a game? Okay, we're at the Garden. We're going to please our fans, and we're going to kick your ass, just if only because you have Boston on your chest, right? And Boston's going to be like, ha, we don't care. So monetize that. But if Tatum plays, we know how extraordinary Boston is on the road. Okay. And if Tatum plays, that lets you know that, yeah, Boston may set up a little mind game. Yeah, but by resting Porzingis and Horford and all these guys. But if they're playing Tatum, okay, then they still want to win the game and keep that upper hand on New York. So I like Boston plus 1.5 if Tatum plays. If Tatum does not play, I like the New York Knicks, really kind of no matter what the point spread is. And finally, Oklahoma City minus 15 against the Los Angeles Lakers. You have a big-time revenge factor after getting blown out on Sunday. You have a bounce-back factor. The best team in the league just got taken out behind the woodshed, okay? They're going to be pissed off about that and want to fix that right away. And it's against the exact same team that just smoked you. And then you've got a bunch of rest possibly here for the Lakers. As we speak, where's their injury report? Rui Hachimura out. LeBron James questionable. Luka Doncic questionable. Austin Reeves questionable. Dorian Finney-Smith questionable. I smell rest for the Los Angeles Lakers. Here's what the Lakers are going to do tonight. They're going to say, we went to OKC, we got one, and they were healthy, we were healthy, and we kicked their ass, okay? We don't want to play it straight again and then have OKC kick our ass, and then it's a push, and we didn't do anything here in this trip to OKC. If you rest LeBron and Luka and Reeves and all these guys tonight and you get smoked by 30, it does not matter. You are forfeiting a game. And so you do take out of that trip to OKC the smoke show that you gave to them on Sunday. All right. And you know, for the little mind game thing. So I am anticipating a bunch of rest for the LA Lakers tonight and like a 30-point win for OKC with Isaiah Joe and Alex Caruso and all these guys going off, right? That's how I see it. So I like OKC minus 15, and I usually don't go with the huge spreads like that. Ricky props time here on the Fantasy NBA today. We still do not have a Kevin Porter Jr. point prop over, but I want to play it. 13.5, 14.5, 15.5. I'm on it. Anything above that, and it's screw you, Vegas. You have sucked all of the oxygen and the value out of Kevin Porter Jr., and that sucks. And dang you for that. Ty Jerome, point prop over. Again, 11.5, 12.5, 13.5. Yep, I'm all over it. Okay. If it gets like up above that, then the value's gone. Luke Cornett. Okay. I like Luke Cornett tonight. Double-double, I don't know. I kind of like the point prop. If it's 9.5, 10.5, if it's anything above that, I ain't rocking with it. But I presume that Porzingis is going to be out tonight. So there you go. KPJ, Ty Jerome, Luke Cornett. We don't have the numbers on him yet because Vegas sucks that way. Here's the ones I have. Ricky props, baby. Chris Paul, point prop over. You're like, are you okay? Is there something in your coffee? Yeah, I don't drink coffee. I drink Diet Mountain Dew. Right here, Diet Mountain Dew. It's a tasty drink with no calories. Chris Paul, point prop over at 8.5. This is a former team angle. This is a bleep you game angle. Chris Paul, Clippers. It was cool for a minute, and then it wasn't, okay? And so there may be some bad blood there and stuff like that. But Chris Paul like kind of gets up a little bit for these games. Over the last 4, he's been scoring a little bit. 10 points, 17 points, 9 points, 8 points, okay? 8 in the last game. So he's due, in my opinion, after back-to-back sub-double-digit games to get back into the realm of double digits, which will clear the over here at 8.5. So I like Chris Paul over 8.5 points tonight. Bradley Beal. Ooh, this one's ironic, right? Bradley Beal, we bang on him. We don't trust him. He's hurt all the time and stuff like that. And I like him tonight, okay? Here's why. No Kevin Durant. Beal is back. Remember, Beal in his first game back went 0 for 7, had 1 point. Okay. Me and Doc were texting about that. Bradley Beal, that kind of stuff. And then he had 16 points on Sunday. And I played him in the Cam Dynasty, and he helped me close the deal on that chip. He's gone from 1 point to 16 points to what's next, right? To me, 19, 20, 21, 24. I think we're going to get a pop game from Bradley Beal tonight. It is Phoenix at home against Golden State. Supposedly kind of sort of a big game, right? And there's been all these ties to Bradley Beal to Golden State over the years. And didn't they say no to him when the trade thing was coming up? Anyway, I don't know about bad blood and all that. I like the matchup, and I like the pattern of the way he's trending. I got Bradley Beal over 17.5 points. Brook Lopez over 13.5 points. Brook Lopez, since Damian Lillard's went out, has taken on more of a scoring load, and obviously Bobby Portis out as well. Over the last 4 games, Brook Lopez has gone 20 points, 17 points, 17 points, 22 points. We're 13.5 here in a home matchup against Minnesota, which should be a really good game. I like Brolo tonight. Rudy Gobert double-double at Milwaukee, -180. I'm going there. Isaac Okongwu double-double at Orlando, -110. Okongwu has a double-double in 8 of his last 12 games, and it's Wendell Carter Jr. and Goga Bitadze. I think Okongwu, I'm not hating on those guys, but I think Okongwu can do his thing against those dudes to the tune of a double-double. I want to thank you all for watching, and again, just reiterate the props here. Chris Paul over 8.5 points. Bradley Beal over 17.5 points. Brook Lopez over 13.5 points. Gobert double-double -180. Okongwu double-double -110. I want the point prop over on KPJ, Ty Jerome, and Luke Cornett, but they're not out yet. Okay, so investigate those lines when they come out. Maybe attack them if the numbers land in a sweet spot for you. We are out. Want to thank you guys for joining us. Big thanks to Andre Lemouche for all the great work that he does. Couple of reminders here, guys. Download the Sports Ethos app on your phone. It can go anywhere you want. It will help you in MLB. It will help you close the deal on these NBA championships that you're trying to win. And Andre's telling me right now that Ty Jerome is out. Okay. Ty Jerome is out. So forget everything I said about Ty Jerome tonight and pivot to like a Sam Merrill. And, he's in. Oh, the line. Okay, the line is out. I understand, Andre. What is – these are the lines on Ty Jerome. 15.5 points. No. Andre? Vegas? You've sucked all the oxygen out of the room here. 15.5? Andre, that might be the highest point prop that he's been at all year. I'm used to Ty Jerome being 11.5, 12.5, 13.5. Very attractive, very attackable, very actionable. No, I'm out. 15.5, too much. Too rich for my blood, bro. Those are Rodeo Drive prices right there. So I'm out on Ty Jerome at 15.5. So a couple of reminders here. Please subscribe to the Sports Ethos podcast feed. Please subscribe to the Fantasy NBA Today podcast feed. We'd really appreciate that. And leave the video a thumbs up. Leave us a review if you want. That would help us out. Go to sportsethos.com. Check out our content over there as well. MLB, NFL, NBA, best content in the biz. And we do it for you. It's low dough, little out of pocket for you, man, and huge content. A lot of bang for the buck over there. So we appreciate y'all. I will see you again Wednesday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern time with a full fantasy recap off a 10-game Tuesday night, and I will see you then.